guys? It is review time again. The OnePlus Nord buds. Now, I actually purchased these on Amazon. I think they were about $32.99, between $29.99 to $32.99. They're not expensive at all. Of course, if you shop around, you can definitely find it for cheaper. But remember, I go directly from Amazon because it's easier to get it, and I trust their shipping services. So with that being said, let's go ahead and unbox these bad boys and see if they're ideal for your everyday use. So I've been using these for about 2 weeks now. Now, I know some of you guys are like, 2 weeks isn't enough time, but for me, it definitely is because I have so many pairs of headphones that I just need to, get used to the sound profile, use them day to day, use them with the scooter, amongst other things, to see how good they actually work. So this is the headset right here, as you can see. Like I said, I've already been using it. So the first thing that really attracted me was design. I didn't even know these buds were out. I just happened to type in OnePlus, some of their products popped up in Amazon, the buds popped up, and I think it said it was like $32.99, so I purchased it. So when I first look at this one, I'm gonna show you what comes inside the box too, but this is the headset right here, this little fat part right here. I thought this was physical buttons, but it turns out these are actually touch buttons instead. Personally, I would have preferred physical, but the touch is very, very responsive on these. This is the one thing that they did correctly that a lot of earbuds don't do. They tend to show you a product, right? And you read about it, everything seems good, but then when you actually use it, the touch might be a little bit iffy, the double taps might be a little bit iffy, it really depends, but these are very, very responsive, and to be honest, that was super surprising to me, especially for the price point. It seemed like the old OnePlus was kind of coming back at first, like they cared about their products, but let me reserve that for the next phone that comes out from OnePlus, if they're really back. Right here, you have the USB-C in the back. Let me move this to the side for you, there you go. You have the USB-C in the back, and right here, this looks like the sync button. So normally you would press that, most people would think that the battery life will come up, but in my experience, you hold this and it allows the earbuds to resync to each other, because sometimes you'll get an earbud, left will work by itself, the right work by itself, but they won't connect together. That's an unfortunate thing, but worst case, if anyone has that issue, I'll do a video showing how to sync them properly if you needed to. Beautiful design, by the way. But anyway, let's just double check to see what comes inside this box so I can show you, so you'll have an idea if you have the right product. Because I know a lot of times, there are sellers online, and I was a victim of a seller recently where the product was not the way they said it was. So I'm struggling with this box. I'm going to get this box off and come back to the video. All right, so we're back. Just had to, it took me about a good 30 seconds to get the top off. Now, what's funny is when I originally bought these and started using them, I didn't have an issue with getting it off, but all of a sudden I did. So at least it's snug and secure. So when you do first get the headphones, this is how the presentation is going to be. This will sit inside, but like I said, I've already been using it, so there's no need for that. You have this little booklet inside of here, which normally the rubber tips actually go inside the booklet right here, this little fold, as you can see. And you have your USB charger here and some booklets, things like that. Now, what I've noticed since I'm using an Apple phone for this, I did not see any OnePlus application that allowed me to download anything for the Nord buds. I can't speak for the higher end ones, because normally higher ones have features that you could change, active noise cancellation, transparency mode, things like that. But for this video's purposes, I haven't seen any applications for Apple. Though what I will say is I'm using an Android for the video purposes, and like the recording and stuff is going to be, you can tell the difference. If you're an Apple user, you'll be able to tell what parts are for Apple, like the recorder. You'll be able to tell which parts are for Android, like the sync. So it's going to be a little combination video. Right here, just to, actually, that's pretty much the unboxing part. Let's go ahead and talk about specifications now. So for the part for you techies out there, I'm going to talk a little tech specifications, why I just open up the case and show you the headphones so you won't be too bored in the video. Remember, timestamps in the description, so just go ahead and just skip to the part that you want to see, naturally. So what we're looking at right here are drivers, 12.4 millimeter drivers in these earbuds. Now, my music experience was a little bit different than I think most people's. One of the things that you should definitely do as a reviewer, this is just my opinion, it's not criticizing anybody, is try different earbud tips before you criticize a product. When I first purchased these, what I noticed was, if you look at the rubber tips, which I want to show you right now, right here, these rubber tips, the way they're shaped, that oval shape, These are shaped differently than regular earbuds, and they feel a little bit different when they go inside your ear. It's like a more of an oval shape. So normally the mediums come with these on the tips. I actually changed them to the large tips, and they fit perfectly fine. I don't have any issues. It's more snug also. So what ends up happening, because it's more snug, is that it's a situation where there's no sound leakage anymore. Before, it was a lot of sound leakage, and I was able to hear a lot of things around me. I was able to hear the audio, like the singing sound louder than the bass. It felt really uneven with another rubber tip. But again, it's all about ear size. So for me, the large tips work perfectly fine for me. As you can see, the contacts in here and all that. But anyway, we came here for the tech specs, and I am babbling. So like I said, 12.4 millimeter drivers. They're wired, of course, USB-C, which we talked about originally. They do have fast charging, or as they call it, flash charge, which is basically 10 minutes for 5 hours, plus charging case earbuds. So I don't know exactly how that works, but based on what I'm seeing, 10 minutes will give you 5 hours. That's your charging case plus the earbuds connected. So that means that if you plug this up for that whopping 10 minutes, you'll get a total of roughly 5 hours out of the whole thing. That sounds pretty good in my opinion. It has AI noise cancellation calls. I don't know what that is, but my experience with phone calls with this was more of a situation which I guess I'll talk about that now. This is tech spec, so I'll throw all that in there. It was pretty clear. There were times where, the certain people I talked to did sound a little cloudy or a little far away. That might have had something to do with the microphone itself. I'm not too sure. But, no one said that they couldn't hear me. No one said that I was breaking up or can I turn up the volume or anything like that. Everyone said that the calls did sound very, very clear. So I'll leave it at that. Even though I do have a section of how the audio sounds, again, it's what you hear is different from what other people hear. It really depends on the carrier. It depends on how good their network signal is. There's a lot of factors in when it comes to headphones. And I'm just holding it back, showing you the cord right here. But anyway, they are IP55. So for you splash resistance people out there, that's going to work very well for you. If you're taking these to the gym, you're running, things like that, you shouldn't have an issue whatsoever. Though what I will say is, like always, the case probably isn't IP55. It's more likely the earbuds, like most of them. So please don't, get these wet in the gym, sweating, dripping, and then or go into a rainstorm and think you could take them out of your ears and just put them right in the case. Make sure they're dry before you do that. And, if they didn't get wet at all while you're outside, if people wear hoods and hats and whatnot, and you can cover them up, then you're perfectly fine. We're looking at also Bluetooth 5.2. So I forget how high Bluetooth goes. I think they're up to 5.3. I could be wrong, but Bluetooth 5.2, nothing wrong with that. Wireless range is about 10 meters. So typically, if you're trying to convert that to feet, in my experience, I did about 30 feet, 33 feet before it started actually like breaking up. Before it didn't quite disconnect, but it was like the music was definitely breaking up. But even when I go through different walls, meaning like if I go upstairs a level and they're below me, or even when I'm what's the word I'm looking for here, on the same level walking away, that 30 feet range was pretty accurate up and down, which is pretty surprising with a pair of headphones at this price point. And let me also mention this, and I'll say at the end of the video, these are actually $40 on the website. I got them for $32.99, I believe, on Amazon, so it was a discount. So I did get the pricing wrong, apologize for that one, but I'll just rectify it right here. I also said something earlier about it not having app support. Well, apparently it does. The application is called Hey Melody app. Never heard of it, but I'm going to try it out. It also has Sound Master Equalizer, so I'm assuming that's what's within the application. Dolby Atmos support, cool. So any future updates, you should get them. And OnePlus Fast Pair. So again, I'm not sure what OnePlus Fast Pair is, but what I do notice is that it didn't say anything about multi-connect. I haven't tried that, so I'm assuming it doesn't have it. But when I pair these, it did pair very quickly. The connectivity is very, very good in that aspect. So, for anyone that's actually purchasing these headphones, I don't think you're going to have any issues in terms of just overall performance in general, or even battery life. And speaking of battery life, I'm glad that I said that. This one was a little bit odd to me, but I have to say it anyway. So this is going to be a turnoff for some people. Because I have so many buds, it's not a turnoff for me, but again, to each their own. 7 hours of playback. Now, I know that sounds good to you. That means music playback, video playback, YouTube, things like that, that don't require you to talk into the microphone. Now, if you're actually having phone calls, again, I don't know how they go from a 7-hour playback, you get 3.5 hours. That is not a very long time for talk time. Most headphones normally have 5 hours, 6 hours, 5 being the standard, at least 4. Even regular AirPods had like 3 hours, and it came out years ago. So 3.5 hours, obviously you're not going to be on a meeting for 3.5 hours. But what I'll say is that if you decide to use these for Zoom calls or Bluetooth calls or things like that, you're going to want to make sure that the earbuds are charged, because again, if you listen to music for 2-3 hours, right, that means that's cutting down into your talk time. Your talk time might have dropped to 2 hours or hour and a half. It really depends. So kind of be aware of that. But because it does have fast charge, I personally wouldn't be too concerned. And because you can use the left and the right ear separately, you're fine. So that is pretty much the specs section. Now I'm going to show you guys how to sync it to an Android. And then, we're almost done this video actually. Well, a couple more categories, but then we'll be done. All right, guys. So right here, as you can see, I have the phone. I'm going to go ahead and sync these buds. And we're going to do this one of 2 ways. So for AirPods, all you got to do is open up the case. The headphones automatically sync to one another. And then you just go to the search. Since we're using an Android device, it will be the same process if you're using a Apple device with these headphones in order to find them. So I just had to turn on my Bluetooth on one of my other devices because, it's connected to it. So I'm going to just search, see if it works this way. If it doesn't, we'll try the secondary way, which is to take the earbuds out of the case, let them sync to one another, and then do it that way. Let them communicate. All right, didn't work, no problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out of the case, let it do its thing right here. All right, now scan again. And I just gave it a few moments for it to sync to one another if it needs to. Because again, I'm doing this as if I'm a new person syncing a new device. Didn't find it. All right, so let me hit that button in the back, see if that helps. All right, see, now I held the button in the back. This button right here, held it until this blinked white. So it looks like it's in some type of search mode, and that is how you do it. So now we know. So I'm just going to tap these buds, press OK. Remember with Apple, you just automatically tap it, it'll sync automatically. So we are good to go right now. That is how you sync the buds. So I did it 3 ways, so it won't be an issue for people that might have lost the instructions or didn't know, that might get frustrated thinking they have a damaged pair. The reality of the situation is the sync button is on the back. So there we go. So this right here is the fit test, guys. As you can see, this is the headset. Pull it out. Very simplistic looking. I actually like the fat look of the headset itself. Fits right in the ear with no problem. I have no issues whether you twist it down here. Though twisting it like this to me makes it fit much more snug and secure. Love them. I can wear it for hours and hours at a time. And so far I've had no ear fatigue whatsoever. So right here is the audio recording section. So you have an idea of the call quality that you're going to receive with this. And like I always say with earbuds, at this price point, you do have to temper your expectations. I know some people are going to say this sounds perfectly fine, which I agree it does. But if you're coming from a higher end headset, you will notice that in different inclement weather situations, the microphones don't quite stand up to other earbuds around this price range, like the Anker, Soundcore by Anker. I'm not going to say which model because there's so many. But again, they have some fierce competition. But, for the price tag, this certainly does not sound bad at all. Now it's time for the music test. So I'm going to pop these in the air. And here's the reason why I'm using this phone instead of my regular phone for a music test. The reason being, and it's very simple, is that I actually have a setting on my iPhone. If you guys aren't aware of it, iPhones allow you to actually, where's the audio? All right, so I guess I don't really have any songs on here except for one. That's fine, that'll do. But anyway, iPhones have music on there that, no, it's a setting that allows you to change it to bass boost, to change the settings of how good the audio quality is going to be. But because this is a regular generic A20 Samsung phone that's not even activated, it's in factory reset settings, I wanted to let you know how the quality of the headset is before you do any type of modifications whatsoever. Let me just play something for you. I already have an idea, but I'm just playing it for the sake of playing it. I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad. All right. Okay. So again, I did that for video recording purposes, just to play it in real time in front of my face. All right. This is how they sound. I know I was a little all over the place. I'm just extremely exhausted, but I wanted to get this video out here. There you go, product placement. These aren't bad headphones. Let me be the first to say that I never looked at any other review for these. I decided to just jump into this without anybody swaying my opinion. Now, OnePlus does get a bad rap a lot of times, but this is something that I think they actually did correctly. Now, because of the earbud size, this is what I always say to people: change the earbud tips that suit you the most. But understand that the size of the tips does matter on the quality of the music. So normally the bigger the earbud tips, the deeper the bass is going to be in the product. With this particular one, when I first started with the medium tips, because they come with small, medium, large, medium being on the headset when you first get it, I didn't like it. I could sit down and put the earbuds in, and the audio, the voice was so overbearingly loud compared to the bass and the other instruments and the songs. It just didn't do a very good job of meshing the music. So I was going to give it a bad rap, but something told me, listen, Ian, why don't you try changing the earbuds that comes with? So I did. I put it on the largest setting, and then instantly everything sounded the way it was supposed to, because there was no music leakage in my ear. Now, if I had to compare these to a pair of earbuds, this is the equivalent, at least in my opinion, if we're talking about just music quality. Well, no, they're a little bit better. It's hard to say. I would say I'll give them around the Life Note E's, something like even the Life Note, I wouldn't say the Life Note 3 XRs, like the P3i, something like that. You know, like the $40, $50 pair of headphones that you normally get for Anchors. These rival those in terms of music quality. Now, what I will say is that I do think that the signature sound of Anchor is still much better than OnePlus producing this. So I'm not saying get these over them. What I mean by that is, in terms of just quality, like build design and other things, it does hold out very well. But we're talking about music right now. It's not bad. Though for the $40 price tag, to be honest, I kind of wish they would have just made them $49.99 and then added like active noise cancellation, like a basic active noise cancellation. And that will put these in a market, in my opinion, where they'll be more marketable, where they'll be sold at T-Mobile and different stores, and people would actually probably pick them up. But because they have no discerning features, there isn't anything that makes it really stand out compared to another regular pair. I don't think these are going to sell as much as they would unless you go online and they offer them for like an extra when you reserve a phone or something. They're not bad headphones. Call quality isn't horrible, which I'm about to show you guys in a little bit. To be honest with you, let me take that back. I'm not sure which part of this, I did certain parts of the video at different time. So call quality, I might have posted that already. I'm not too sure. But anyway, like I said, check the timestamps. This video is all over the place. They're not bad. I like the quality. When it came to like listening to rock music, things like that, it did sound pretty good with the bigger rubber earbud tips because the music didn't leak. It was directly in my eardrum. So it was a situation where I got the quality of sound that I craved for once I changed the earbuds. But if you get these and you put them on mediums and you're like, they sound like loud, like the volume is really good. The problem is that, like I said, if the earbuds aren't fit properly, it's going to sound like the audio is substantially louder than everything else about it. And you're going to instantly think these are terrible headphones. These are Five Belows. That's how I was feeling at first until I changed the rubber tip. So definitely do that before you judge them because this review would have been a lot different if I didn't do that. So this right here is the Hey Melody app. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is open up the case. Everything is screenshot, as you can see. So I have the case open right now. I'm going to see if I can find the product. It's scanning right now for nearby earbuds. I'm not too sure how this is actually going to work, if we're being completely honest, because I'm not sure if it's going to require me to scan it or because the earbuds are technically automatically connected to this. So I want to see how this works. If it doesn't work, that's fine. I'll resync them. So it says, let me scan it again, see if I can get it working. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and swipe, go to the settings, Bluetooth, connect the buds, OnePlus Nords. All right, they are connected right now. All right, so if you see the audio change, it's because I'm connected. So now let's see if it scans it, if it can find a product. Try that again. Says it's compatible with it, so we'll see. It's not working. That's fine. I just wanted to test this out to see if the application actually worked. It probably does if I do some tweaks, but it's not life or death. Like I said, I use these without the app, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So just wanted to see if it was compatible with it. So to answer the question, do I think these buds are decent? I like them. I like them a lot. Number one, they are extremely comfortable, to me at least. Normally when you come across earbuds like these, the plastic can hurt the inside of your ear. And I'll wear these all day long. We're talking at work all day long. I'll wear, unless I have to charge them, I'll wear them maybe for about 3 to 4 hours at a time if I'm consuming content. And I did that on purpose just to see, you know, if there are going to be any ear swelling or how bad sweating could get, things like that. I was on an exercising bike. I don't have any issues with these whatsoever. They're very easy to clean. It's a nice clean finish and design. They look nice. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this big, bulky, ugly case, but just the aesthetic of how the earbuds look, I like them. I like them a lot. The regular price tag is $39.99. Now, like I said, are they worth $40? Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. I know there are going to be reviewers out there that probably say, well, you know what? You know, they're lacking A, B, C, D, and they're probably right when it says what they're lacking. But you got to understand that when I do tech videos for us common folk. Sometimes I do high-end stuff, but I'm a bargain shopper. So when I compare these to like Anchors, they're better than J-Labs in my opinion, hands down. Anchors, they're similar, but you know, Anchor is a hit. Well, they're a company that makes headphones on a regular basis, and they're constantly getting better, and they have their own signature sound. So if I saw these, and then I saw a pair of, I don't know, Liberty Ear 3 Pros for $49, I'm going to tell you to, not Liberty Ear 3 Pros, but Liberty Ear 2 Pros, or, you know, another headset around the same range on sale, I'm going to tell you to get that other headset, the Anchors, because they'll come with active noise cancellation and in-ear detection and transparency mode and all these features that you're missing. I'm telling you, when you ride a bike with this or you're outside on a train, you're going to have to turn it up louder to have to drown out the noise of other people, which to some won't be a big deal, but to other people that like ease of access and is used to having those features, it's very hard to walk away from transparency mode or active noise cancellation once you've experienced it. It's like having heated seats in the car in leather compared to fabric. It's just not the same in the wintertime. I want my seat heated. But anyway, I do like these. I like these a lot. I do suggest them for anyone looking for a headset that's still name brand, or they're a OnePlus user. And you know, some people do brand loyalty. They want headphones, watches, everything to be at the same company. The headphones I definitely suggest, whether you're an Apple user, whether you're a Android user, the touch controls feel good, the battery life is decent enough, the case looks nice, reception doesn't seem that bad at all. Like it's just a decent package all around that you can't go wrong. Now, if you're looking for something more higher end, again, they have more higher end headphones that have all the bells and whistles, but you'll be paying around $129, $150 and whatnot. The price dramatically increases, so be aware of that. So anyway, like always, guys, like and subscribe. Hopefully you got enough information out of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.